My name is Aaron Collins, and this is another rendition of me addressing worldly issues the godly way. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. I wanted to address a recent TMZ Live clip I just saw. It's about Justin Bieber and him going out with pastors, enjoying a night out in town. Recently, he was with Rich Wilkerson out in Hollywood, just having fun, doing what people do. And it seems like folks had a problem with that because he's a pastor, and they think that, well, as a pastor, as a man of God, he shouldn't be outside in Hollywood with celebrities running around the town. I think they may have taken it the wrong way. So let me see if I can clear this up. For someone like Justin Bieber, Rich Wilkerson may be somebody who could reach him, because a lot of people, particularly celebrities, may not want to come into a traditional church setting. And Justin Bieber, he represents this new generation of people, young people, who are really turned off by church anyway. A lot of people are turned off by the church for the simple fact is that church a lot of times can't relate to young people today. And Justin Bieber's in that demographic of young people who are just want to do their thing. A lot of times they just want people to stop judging them and to understand them. I can relate to that. I can understand that. And then a lot of this older generation of Christians cannot relate to today's young people. Basically, what I'm saying is that the gospel is still the same. No matter what, the gospel is always going to always be the same. But it's the message, it's the delivery of that message that's different. The message is still the same, but the delivery of it has changed. In other words, what I'm saying is that this is not our parents' Christianity. This is not our grandparents' Christianity. This is not the same generation that, say, I grew up in. I mean, I grew up in the generation X generation. But now you have these millennials that are coming up, and they relate to things a whole lot differently. A lot of these young people today are more tech savvy. This is a YouTube generation that we're dealing with. So you need people, you need people to be raised up that's going to be able to reach this generation. And I believe people like Rich Wilkerson and another guy, Carl Lentz, who's another pastor that Justin hangs out with, are just two of the folks that can reach these young people. But that wasn't the issue that people had with Justin, for the simple fact is that he was making a playful gesture at Wilkerson by telling him not to give him a smoky eye, not to give the paparazzi the smoky eye. He was just joking around. But some people took that to mean that he was mocking the pastor, that he embarrassed him. I don't look at it that way. I don't see it like that at all. I think he was just playfully just playing with him. But some people are going to have a problem with anything, no matter what. But back to what I was saying is that the methods of witnessing today to this young generation are different. They're different than when I was growing up. They're different than when, once again, my parents were growing up, and definitely when my grandparents were growing up. One thing I used to say is that you can't reach a CD generation with 8 tracks. I said that back in the 90s. Well, the way I say that's even different. Today you're dealing with, once again, a YouTube generation. You can't reach a YouTube generation with VHS. So a lot of these young people today, in their 20s, they were born in the 90s. So they're used to something. They're used to a different way of doing things. You have to have, in order to witness in the young church today, you have to know how to talk to them. You have to speak their language. No, that does not mean compromising your morals. It doesn't mean compromising your salvation. That's not what I'm saying. But you still have to know how to go out and witness to these people. You still have to know how to go out and speak to them in a way that they can relate. And that's where the disconnect comes in. This older generation of pastors doesn't know how to reach these young people. And that's another reason why young people today are turned off by the church. Young people today are into folks like Justin Bieber or Kendrick Lamar or whoever else is the hot thing out there. Now, can you imagine if people like that get one to the Lord and they start going to church? Imagine the audience. The audiences that's following them now is going to probably follow them into the church. So once again, for Rich Wilkerson and Carl Lentz, kudos to you. My hat goes off to you. I applaud your efforts for what you're doing. Those of you who don't know who Carl Lentz is, he's the pastor of Hillsong LA. Hillsong LA is a branch of the Hillsong Church out of Sydney, Australia. Rich Wilkerson, I think I've heard of him before. Either way, I applaud what they're doing. So instead of criticizing these guys for what they're doing, get behind their message. Get behind the reason why they're doing it. A lot of people are talking about Justin's past incidents. We know Justin has been a wild child as of late. He recently ran over paparazzi. He was banned from China. We know about his past exploits with whatever. But still, that shouldn't take away from the fact that his soul still needs to be saved. Maybe that's why he's going to people like Carl Lentz and Rich Wilkerson, because maybe he wants that brotherly mentorship that could take him under the wing and teach him the things of God. And speaking of that, I read an article many years back about Justin Bieber. His mother, who's actually born again, actually dedicated him to the Lord when he was a small child, when he was a baby. So, that's a really interesting, thing to know right there. But as far as Justin being out with pastors, well, hey, I'd rather him to be out with pastors than with a bunch of knuckleheads that are out screwing girls and getting jacked up at the club all night. I think being out with the pastor, I think that's probably the best thing for him to do. At least he's got some proper influences in his life. But anyway, everyone get in the comments. Let me know what you think. I hope this sheds some light on what's going on. I'm not condoning bad habits. I'm not condoning sin. I'm not condoning anything. But at the same time, in order to reach people, you have to reach them in a way that they can understand. Even Jesus himself, he sat there with tax collectors and really he sat there with people that were questionable in nature type of people that today we would consider sinners and drug dealers or what have you. Well, Jesus hung out with those people of that day that were the equivalent. But see, the Bible says this: it's not the sick among it's the sick among you that need the doctor. He also says that he became all things to all men that some might be saved. So, let that marinate, let that seep in to people's conscience and minds that, like I said, the message is still the same, but the delivery has changed. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And once again, everyone, click the bell icon, try to subscribe. That way you'll be notified once I upload another video. And yeah, that's how you do that. So I hope I cleared it up for everyone. I hope everyone understands, has a better understanding of why. It's real easy to attack celebrities. People expect celebrities to be a certain way. People expect pastors to be a certain way. That's always been the tradition. That has always been the thing about Hollywood and the church, that the two should never meet. God forbid if they should ever meet. But I think it's time that Hollywood and the church should meet. In order for Hollywood, we always talk about these people being bad influences. Okay, well, how about instead of talking about their bad influences, how about show them how to be good influences? And how about putting them in people that could turn them around to be better influences? So, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, I'm not getting on anyone's case. I'm not biting no one's head off. I'm not judging people. I'm not griping. But I just wanted to clear it up, clear the air, any hostility that people may have toward Justin Bieber and Rich Wilkerson and anyone else that's trying to make a difference. So once again, everyone, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and remember this: God loves you, I love you. Let's do life.